it's 2013 or 2014. The game's on the line, right? You're playing New England Patriots, which you guys know. That is the most disciplined team you'll ever play, right? You don't make mistakes when it comes to them, right? And Pete even said, we're going to be who we are going into this game no matter what. And we're going to look up and either we win or we lose. I'm fine with that, right? But we're 1 yard away, okay? And all the things that we're saying that we're preaching every single week, because Pete's so great at culture, we have the opportunity to express that. And what do we decide to do?
What up, everybody? I'm Peanut Tillman, and this is the NFL Players Second Acts podcast. And with me, as always, as my trusty co-host, Roman Harper.
That was kind of in my belly, but thank you, though. I appreciate the introduction, as always. Like, you hit me a little low, like up here. Anyways, really excited to meet and talk to our next guest, man. He's an amazing player. He's actually a trendsetter, a trailblazer for some of the things he's actually done in the NFL. And I can't wait to really just dive into all that he's done. And his post-career has been amazing as well. And so really just kind of pick his brain. He is a smart, brilliant human being. So he's a
pioneer in Bitcoin.
Yes.
He's a two-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion. Yeah. 6th overall pick in a 2010 draft. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the pod, Mr. Russell Okung.
Yes.
Nice. Even the production guys are clapping for me. That's nice.
Hey, this special guy,
I
man.
mean, that's why they get paid. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. They're here to make sure we get a little bit of crowd noise, okay? We need that, all right?
If it was just us clapping, it ain't loud. This room is so like, it doesn't, we need like some filtered noise for applause just to make it seem like we got like a real guest or a bunch of guests
I think
here.
we jumped right into what we were talking about before that we're not going to waste any time on.
Okay.
Your last name.
Yeah.
It's been butchered.
My entire life.
Your entire life.
Yeah.
I almost butchered. I almost said Okung. Like the way I tried to phonetically look, I was like, oh, I think I knew.
He was asking me 5 times in the car how to say it.
I hate butchering people's names because it's like, no, that's not my name.
Well, look, growing up, I always said it incorrectly as well. And probably for most of my life.
How did you say it growing up?
I said Okung.
Okay.
Okung. So, I mean, look, people have thought I'm Japanese, Chinese. I'm like, look, I'm Nigerian. They see Kung and they're like, oh, I'm Nigerian.
Yeah.
But, it's actually funny because it wasn't until maybe 7 years ago I went to Nigeria and like I'm down in like my family's village and I'm saying my name and they're looking at me like I'm crazy. You mean Okung? Yeah, Okung. No, Okung. The G is silent. It comes from your throat. Right. And it was actually very funny is the way Nigerian families work. When we have our names, it's not just a name. It's a name which is passed down. So it would likely be the name of your grandfather, your great-grandfather. So it's essentially a way of evoking remembrance. So when you say something, you have to say it properly. Because if you don't, right, it's seen as a form of disrespect. So our family is a very prestigious family they call it South, but Southeast Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And it taught me to say it correctly and to, number one, have pride in it. Can I go on a quick tangent, a quick story?
Yeah. Tangent away.
So my father passed away when I was a very young child, and my mom had the opportunity to attempt to change our last name. But she didn't. Right? She kept my last name, my sister and I. She kept our last name. And when I met my father's side of the family for the first time, they were elated. And all of them said, different people from all over, the most important thing that your mother did was to not change your last name. So thank you for saying it correctly. And please teach your children to say their name properly.
Because it got passed on.
It's ours. It's ours. It's actually the name of my grandfather. Okung. That's his name.
Okung.
Ogun.
Ogun.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
You might be Nigerian.
I got a little African in me. You know what I'm saying? I did the 23 in me. I got a little in me.
That's good.
London, Sydney, Seoul. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Roman.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You're good.
Oh, you too easy then.
Yeah, mine's very just, put that out there. It's not as deep. But I want to jump into it. What was your first welcome to the NFL moment?
Oh. Okay.
It must be a good one because you said, "Oh," and your head turned.
Well, you know what's funny is you were actually on the field.
Okay.
Welcome to
My head
NFL
turned
moment.
too. Okay.
So it was maybe not a moment, but a week.
Okay, a week.
It was October 17th. I'm playing for the Seattle Seahawks at the time. It's 2010, and we are playing the Bears in Soldier Field. I had been hurt most of the preseason, so I'm like coming back, and they tried to play me in week 1, didn't do too well, and in week 2, we have the Chicago Bears. And all week, we're watching this guy playing at defensive end named Julius Peppers. And I'm seeing this guy literally just hip tossing people, like just throwing them over. And they're like, all right, don't worry, Russell. We're going to run some quick game. We're going to get you settled in. We're going to do some play action, 7-step drops, right? And, you know, me, I'm not getting caught up. I've never been good at getting caught up in that. I've always kind of liked the challenge. You know, I was like, look, if I want to be good, like, I got to play this guy. I was like, I'm going to need to have one-on-ones with him, right? And they're like, okay, we'll give it to you. And Matt Hasselbeck said, he's at quarterback. He said, don't worry, I'm going to take care of you. But all week, everybody's just, hey, you okay? You doing good? Right? They're like, it's kind of like, well, they believe in you, but they don't really believe in you, you know, because you're a rookie and you don't know what you're doing. And so fast forward, it's Sunday, we're playing in the game. And you know, our first, you know, throw was like a quick game. So he gets in and out. And he actually hip tosses me.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah. And the play's over with. The ball's already gone. But I'm like still kind of on him, you know, and it's hit tossing me. I'm like, oh, wow, like it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So then we come back, we have a 7-step drop. I block him up. And Sean Locklear, who was the right tackle at the time, he looks over at Julius Peppers. He said, you're going to let a rookie block you? And I'm looking at this guy like, are you kidding me? You're going to he's like, don't let the rookie block you. I'm like, yo, whose team are you on, dude? Right. So it was, my welcome to NFL moment was definitely the hip toss. Right. But just the entire experience itself. Right. It was, look, you're out here playing with some grown men with families, but a lot of money on the line. Right. And they're here to play and do what they do best. Right. And I think that's what I love about the game is it elevates everyone. Like nobody can get away from it.
Yeah, I got to have one more question. Just follow up because I think you're the first guy that we've had on that's went to Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
So what was your welcome to Stillwater moment?
Yeah,
oh, yeah, I forgot about Barry. Yeah.
You can't forget about Barry.
Yeah, Barry's the GOAT.
What about Thurman Thomas?
We haven't had Thurman. We haven't had Thurman yet.
Okay.
But I didn't ask Barry. That.
You didn't, but
I want to know your welcome to Stillwater.
Words matter.
Oh, man. Welcome to Stillwater moment.
I've actually played there.
You have? I've never been there.
Where did you play?
Louisiana Lafayette. The Raging Cajuns.
Okay. All right. I do remember. It was my first house party, actually.
Okay.
We're freaking drinking Natty Lights.
Okay.
Natty Light. We don't have any money, man. We can't even afford like a Budweiser. We're drinking Natty Lights, man. Just like, and then we go to, what's this? Was it not Tim McGraw? There's a country singer which came out of Oklahoma State.
Okay.
And this guy, I mean, I should have been a cowboy. That's a song that you're gonna.
Oh,
you know it.
I don't know it. I'm not a big.
You look like
music.
you did.
No, because I'm waiting on Thomas to send the message and like it's going to help us out.
It'll come to me.
Thomas back there doing. He's like, all right, let me get it.
But look, I was born and raised in Houston, like the city.
Yeah.
Right. And like here I am in the middle of nowhere, out in the boonies. I mean, I would meet people, and I was like the first black person that they'd ever met. Like the first one. Toby Keith.
I love this barn grill.
Bang,
Toby
bang.
Keith.
We're at his house.
Oh, really?
Well, he doesn't live there anymore.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So he's not partying with a bunch of like 18-year-olds. Just just like lay that out there.
It was kind of weird. I was going to say, wait a minute, what was some popsicles?
But people like, it was like a place to party. Like you go over there, like here's his house. Like you kind of want to capture his essence, and you know.
Yeah.
But it was my first Natty Light.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, really? That was the first Natty Light.
That was my first Natty Light.
There we go.
So,
See, that was your welcome to Stillwater.
Yeah, I would hope. You know, we won a couple of games. You know, but that's my first. Like actual memory.
Okay. That because I just have always heard like, man, dude, Stillwater's kind of out there, dude. Like it's out there a little bit.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
but
very
the people
special.
that go to school there love it.
Yeah.
Fans love it. And they represent really hard.
Yeah. You know, because on one end, like you can be very intimate there because there's not much to do. So you get there and you hang out and people like hang out. You'll be hanging out 9 a.m. and somebody will like just went and caught some catfish or something, and like, they'll come and scale the catfish there, and you're just hanging out, cooking outside, and so people, there's a real community. It's a real sense of community.
Nice.
Did you ever go noodling?
I was too afraid to put my hand in the water.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. For those that are listening or watching, noodling is something that they do in Oklahoma where you just go in a creek or a river or something and you just find a hole in the ground. You stick your finger in there and hopefully you come
not even your finger, like the whole arm.
Whole arm.
Sorry.
The whole,
I wasn't putting my whole arm in
You
the
put
hole.
your whole arm in
down
this mysterious hole that you can't see. You stick your arm in there and you supposed to come out with like a big ass fish or catfish, but I ain't that brave. Like it ain't.
So
for
you've
me.
watched it.
I watched it. It's not for me.
Okay. So
It's not for me.
okay. You consciously made a decision like, nah, I'm good.
I saw somebody do it. They had a little bit of a cut right there. I'm like, I'm not going to be the one.
Not today. It ain't for us. When you were in Seattle, did you ever feel any pressure? Because I know Walter Jones, he had just left. So you get there a couple years later. Did you feel any pressure to like, all right, I got to be the next great tackle. I got to be amazing just like him. Did you feel any pressure living up to his standard or his legacy?
I think overall, the way, the offensive line culture worked in Seattle was you had guys like Walter Jones and Steve Hutchinson, right? These guys, like I had watched and wanted to emulate and, and really develop my game around. And, I think I actually met Walter when I first got in and he goes, look, I'm just going to be honest with you right now. You can't fill my shoes. But he didn't say it in a way in which he was being prideful about it. He just said, look, this is my own legacy, right? And your job is to go out there and create yours.
Yeah.
Right. So try to figure out what your style of play is, who you are, as opposed to trying to look at what I do best. Because Walter is, to me, he's the greatest offensive lineman ever. Right. He could get out there on tosses. He could run. He could pass. He could do everything. So it felt great to know that, hey, man, Walter, I appreciate it. You're leaving the game. The game will miss you, but I'm honored, right, to hold down a position that you did.
Yeah.
Where were you at on draft day? Like when you got that call? Like I like to hear about people's draft. Were you in Houston or were you in Oklahoma?
I was in New York.
You were in New York?
They invited me to come over to New York, which was crazy. It's my first time ever in New York.
Okay, it was for the draft.
Oh, man.
How was it? How great was that? You're in like middle of Times Square.
Man, it was unreal. Because you see it, and once you kind of know that you have that pathway, you start to like visualize and dream and wonder like, what would that be like if I was up there? How would I respond?
Mm-hmm.
And I had the opportunity. I brought my mother, and we were going through a lot at the time. Remember, it was around 2008. People were losing their jobs left and right.
Oh wow, yeah.
Right, like there was this housing crash, and everybody was frustrated. My mom's still working 2 or 3 jobs.
Yeah.
And I remember being in the city, and I looked at her, and my sister was there too, and we're looking at each other, and we just know how hard and difficult our life's been, right? And here we are in New York on this big stage, and their son, right? Now, mind you, I mentioned earlier, I'm an extension of those before me, my ancestors, my fathers, the men, right? And we have essentially revived ourselves in this moment. So it wasn't just about, hey, I made it to the NFL. This was more so saying, look, you are creating your own way. Don't forget where you come from. Now move forward. Make Okung be great, right? And that's what it felt like. That was New York. And I'll never forget that moment.
Oh, love that.
That's way better than what I got. I was in like a t-shirt and some shorts just watching the draft. I didn't think about like my ancestors or who came before me. I was just like, I just hope I get picked up. Like that's just doing it for the Tillmans. Ain't no.
But you know what they say is it's not what it's who you are throughout your career. It's not what how you come in, but it's how you leave.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Which, by the way, we owe you a Super Bowl ring.
Why is that?
Nobody's ever told you the story?
No.
Okay. So it's like 2012.
Oh Lord. Are you gonna get a Super Bowl ring? This may be he might be
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna take anything away from the LOB. Earl Thomas, Cam, Brandon Browner, Richard Sherman, all that. I'm not gonna take anything away from them. And in 2012, we went through a stint where we're having difficulty like with takeaways, getting the ball away. So we kept preaching it over and over. We got to get the ball. We got to get the ball. But it just wasn't sticking. And one day, Rocky Seto, who was one of the defensive assistant coaches.
Is he like an
Yeah, he's an Asian guy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I've met him. I think I know the story, but keep going.
Okay, so we're in a team meeting, and he's just like, I got it. And he gets up on stage, and he has this entire presentation. And the whole presentation is just you punching out the ball. And like, it was so severe that like, I remember watching the video, a guy was like almost on the sideline. He has 1 foot out of bounds, and you're still punching the ball out. And it really shifted our intention, like whether it was a tackle or whether somebody's being held up, to attack the ball with everything, right? And from that game, I mean, I'm telling you, or at least that day in which he presented it to us, that day, everybody's mindset kind of shifted. Now, obviously, like we have very talented, skilled people, but like the relationship with the ball, you know, and Pete's really good with culture.
Yeah,
Pete has a way with getting people to run through a wall for him. But that was a message that I feel like always resonated with us, is that once we saw like how deliberate you were with the ball, it changed our entire culture and how people thought about the ball for sure.
So after, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that.
You still get no ring.
Well, damn. I need a new, I don't even want to do this anymore. I need a new partner. Are you available? You want to host a show with me right now?
I'm not as good as you guys are at this.
No, but I think we played y'all one game, and he walked up to me, because you guys still had Dan Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
He walked up to me after the game, and he was just like, hey, I just want to let you know, we talk about you all the time. And I was just like, it's after the game. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's cool. Thanks. He was like, I think you're a hell of a player, the way you attack the ball. So then he goes and he gets Pete. So Pete Carroll comes and he shakes my hand. I'd never had this happen before after a game. So Pete comes up and is like, I think you're just an amazing ball player and how you get the ball away. And then Coach Quinn, he comes up and he was like, bro.
You really did.
I'm telling you.
He was like, he goes, bro. We got a tape on you. I have a tape that I show all my guys.
Almost every
and
other week.
Quinn has his hat on
Yes.
backwards, right? He was just like,
I was like, this guy has something in his glove. There's no way you're punching the ball out like that. You had something in your glove. Absolutely.
I taped him. I had like a little bit of padding right there, and that was it.
We had a guy,
that was the
Byron
first time I heard that.
Byron Maxwell, I think he comes
41. 41. Yeah.
This guy was like emulating you like to a T. He like changed his glove. And he was getting the ball out, man. So Brandon Browner went through a situation. He got suspended. This guy comes in, and the first game he started, interception, was punching the ball out like crazy. Second game, played the New York Giants.
He got paid off this. That string of games he had too.
Oh, absolutely. And then in 2013, we obviously did what we did, but he was still a starter, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Look at you, dog. You never told me that Seattle came, like the whole staff came over to you.
I guess I forgot. I until you brought it up. I was like, I think I know this. So when they first did it, I just was like, oh, that's cool. Thank you. And then I didn't think nothing of it. I just was just like, okay, thank you. I appreciate you, coach. And just walked away and was just like, all right, cool. On to the next game. And then years later, I never put two and two together until you said that. That's the first time I've heard it from like a player. It's different when, it was like a 90-second conversation after a game. So it was so fast. It was so quick. So it hit me, but it didn't really hit me like the way you're telling me right now. I'm like, oh,
it was a big deal.
Okay. I got it.
Sorry.
No. I love it. I love that he's getting some praise. Yeah, I love that you get.
Screw you in your ring.
We have playing history too.
We do.
We do have playing history too.
Not always great, but yes, we do.
Talk about. Thank you for the story, real quick though. But you said something about Pete Carroll. I want to dive back into that. How he has the ability to change a culture, to make players run through a wall for him.
You want the good and the bad, or you just want the good?
I want the good and the bad, man. I want you to give me what you're willing to share.
I'm an open book. Look, Pete is special, right? And he has a way of galvanizing people and men, right, to come to a singular goal, which I think is very difficult in life, right? And Pete is very deliberate in terms of like the environment he wants to create. Something that he wants is fun.
Yeah.
He wants people to celebrate their uniqueness, right? But also he wants to bring the best out of people. And he truly believes that competition is the best way to do that. Right. So our practices were much more harder than games.
Yeah.
I mean, we would fight and scrap like it was training camp in the middle of the year, right? And likely have soft shells on, right? But like that's the type of culture that he wanted and created to do, right? Which is, what made the Super Bowl situation so hard when we lost the Super Bowl, right? Is that how can you have a person who preaches culture, right? And talks about our identity and who we are as a team. But then when the moment comes down to it, we don't operate within who we are in our identity. We miss it. Yeah. Right. So, look, I think I could probably talk ad nauseum about that situation, but I think the truth is that it was a phase, it was a stage in life.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from him. Right. I think he taught a lot to the organization. And I don't think it was an accident why we had success.
So with that being said, they should have gave Marshawn the ball.
Look, I think the best way I think about it.
Yeah.
And look, Marshawn, and when I talk to him about it, he seems to handle it well. And I'll let him certainly speak for himself. Mm-hmm. But look, it wasn't just a bad play.
Okay.
Right.
I got you.
This was a form of betrayal. And I'll frame it that way.
Yeah.
Right. And, the way we became who we are as a team, I think we had a very pivotal moment, at least for our offense. It was, I want to say 2011, Tavares Jackson was our quarterback. We were going down and playing the Cowboys, and we had a hard time just even generally speaking, like converting on third down. We couldn't convert to save our lives. The defense was always on the field. And Tom Cable gets up in front of us. He was the offensive line coach at the time. And he says, okay, guys, who do we want to be as an offense? We're actually having a team meeting at this point. Who do you want to be? One guy puts his hand up and says, okay, we want to have explosive plays. Okay, we like that. All right. We want to take care of the ball. Yeah, like that too. But then some guy says, we want to fight for every single yard. Okay. And Tom's like, oh, I like that. I like that a lot. He said, well, every blade of grass should matter. Yeah, of course. So if it comes down to it and the game's on the line, what are we going to do better than anybody? Well, we want to run the ball. We got the best runner in the game, Marshawn Lynch. We want to run the ball. Okay. So we play the Dallas Cowboys that week. We're down, 14, 20 points, right? Like most teams are getting to 2 minute, throw the ball as much as they can. We kept running that ball as if it's 7-on-7. And I think that was the point in which we came into our identity as an offense. We're going to take care of the ball. We're going to do play action, throw the ball over your head, but we're going to prioritize running the ball because that's who we are.
Yes.
Okay? So now it's 2013 or 2014. The game's on the line, right? You're playing New England Patriots, which you guys know. That is the most disciplined team you'll ever play, right? You don't make mistakes when it comes to them, right? And Pete even said, we're going to be who we are going into this game no matter what. And we're going to look up and either we win or we lose. I'm fine with that, right? But we're 1 yard away, okay? And all the things that we're saying that we're preaching every single week, because Pete's so great at culture, we have the opportunity to express that. And what do we decide to do? So
run the screen.
I see it that way.
Yeah.
I see it as betrayal. I saw it as betrayal. I don't hold anything against him.
Oh, good job.
Now you're showing it.
There it is.
Good job, Thomas. That's what
that's it.
That's what it just turned the
Wow,
dagger.
your producers are really good.
Oh, they right on it.
Yeah.
I was at this game.
You were at the game.
I was at the game. Yeah.
It rewinded a little bit. Right. And the worst part about it is no one took immediate accountability for it. That was the worst part. It was just silent.
Do you think they were just silent because it was this disbelief? Like, I just can't believe that just happened.
I think it was a multitude of different emotions.
Like, what did we just do? We should have ran the ball. Why did we throw it? Wait, what just happened?
Look,
we lost the game.
I can take a loss. Even on this stage, I can take a loss.
Yeah.
I've always been able to do that. But I will always take the loss being who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can get beat on a one-on-one, whatever. Think about me. In my past sets, I've always been an aggressive player. I'll jump on you and get on you. And if I'm getting beat and the game's on the line, guess where I'm going back to? I'm going to jump you.
That's because that's what I do.
That's who I am. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And if you beat me, you spin, you hit me inside, I can stomach it because at least I lost being who I am.
Yeah.
And I felt like we were deprived of that. And our culture was never the same after.
I could totally see that. Tell me this. I was told by Will Herring about this great story about Pete Carroll. Because he said, like, Pete Carroll had this one guy he just threw the ball to, like, the whole practice. Like, he literally would just be throwing the football. Mm-hmm. And he's, like, maniacal about this. And I guess before you guys played the Saints in 2010 playoffs, he was just saying, like, nobody's picking us because you guys were 7-9.
7-9.
And he was like, nobody's picking you guys, da-da-da, this, that, and the other.
You were out there, right?
Yeah.
You were out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's just talking. He's like, anything can happen when you have this sense of belief.
Yes.
And he said he, like, launched a football and it, like, went in this basketball goal.
Yeah.
Could you please explain this story? If you can remember it. Do you remember it?
I don't remember that specifically, but I remember a lot of things happening around then.
Okay.
Where, look, Pete had this belief, right, that was, like, actually infectious. Mm-hmm. Right? That, like, you really could believe anything was possible. And I mean, we're 7-9, man. Right? Like,
and we had just beat y'all, like, pretty bad.
Yes. We were getting blown out. Right? We got blown up by many teams that year. Right?
Yeah.
And he's just, like, talking anything possible. We had this, like, a basketball hoop, like, in our team meeting room, right? And people were always, like, kind of shooting baskets in it, kind of playing around. And he said, anything's possible, right? And he just throws a football, right? And it's just, like, it goes into the hoop. And we're like, oh, what just happened? Right? And, lo and behold, we are positioned perfectly to play you guys in the game.
Yeah.
Right? You know what's funny about that play, the 17 power? The power play that Marshawn ran?
The Marshawn Lynch.
We weren't even going to run the play. I messed that play up the entire week. Like, mind you, I'm a rookie, right? I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm literally asking the left guard, hey, what do I do every single time? I'm one of those. I was one of those.
Really?
Well, not always, but, like, it was like the way they were kind of lining up to it, like, it's motions. We didn't really know what we were going to get.
Yeah.
So he said, okay, so we practiced it with, like, maybe 3 or 4 different looks, right? And, like, the system I came from, it was like, you kind of, like, you count from the counting system, you count from the mic, you kind of count your way back. We're like, oh, if they motion this way, then we got to do this. And then you guys had, like, this bear look that you guys would jump into.
Yeah.
So, it's like, oh, you guys jump into the bear, you lose the left guard, you end up on a 4-eye by yourself. So I didn't really know what was going to happen. The power play is amazing, particularly when you're a zone team, because oftentimes people run left and right? When you're zoning, like, the lineman kind of, like, the defensive lineman, like, get off the ball a little bit. They're prepared to go more lateral as opposed to, like, forward. Right. And, like, Marshawn's begging for the play. He's, like, telling everybody how much he loves to play throughout the entire week. And it's 4-minute-0, and we're out there, like, trying to finish the game, and they call it, and my heart is beating out of my chest. I'm like, oh, man, what's going to happen? And do we block it up, kind of, sort of?
Kind of, sort. Yeah, it wasn't great at all.
It wasn't a great block.
It was not great at all.
It was not great. Right? But, I mean, that just showed you how special Marshawn is.
Yeah.
Right?
I think we got it.
Yeah,
I think we got the play. Can we see that play?
Who was the guy Steph on? It wasn't you? It was Tracy Porter.
Yeah, it was Tracy. Yeah.
Oh man,
it was a real one.
Yep.
I was around the whole time.
I was watching. I'm not gonna lie.
He got a loaf.
You got a loaf?
Yeah.
I mean, because I saw, like, 8 guys, like, kind of had him the whole time.
Where is this?
And I was just around. I hope we do not show this play.
Maybe we don't have it. I don't know.
Beast mode is like, it was funny. Like, it's funny looking back on it because I was there because I think before that he was just Marshawn Lynch. Then after that he became beast mode.
Man, who else is going to dive into the end zone grabbing their crotch like that, man?
I mean,
the one and only.
That man is one of one. He's one of one. There's nobody like him.
Yeah, that play literally made me hate Seattle a lot.
It made a lot of people hate Seattle.
It made me hate Seattle.
I thought it was great.
And I got to give you guys a lot of credit because
I thought it was great. I was just like, yo.
The 12th man is a real thing out there. The home crowd. And it's like this one guy that when you always come out of the visitors' locker room, it's this one guy that's
oh my God, here it is right now. Yeah, ready to say hot.
Look at me. I'm just trying to survive.
Oh, yeah, let me get some volume. Get out of here.
Oh, I see
Come
you
on,
out there,
AB, get him.
Yeah.
Nope.
Tyler Columbus, a left guard, got a hold of you.
Hold my crotch.
I mean, it was blocked up. Not that great.
No, not that great, man.
It was
I watch this every year, and every time I see Rome, I just shake my head. Come on, Rome. Get him, Rome.
well, at that point, I looked up and it was like 3 guys out there. I'm like, dude, like, I don't even know
man.
how.
All right,
Fighting
come
that
on.
tail off. You can see it.
Did you even touch him?
I touched his cleats as he was jumping in.
Uh-oh. You gonna show that play again?
Yeah,
Huh?
Oh, yeah,
Sure,
that's
that one too.
It's over,
Thomas's. He really taking stabs right now.
Come on now.
God dang, Thomas. All right, let's do another pivot. I want to talk about this NFL contract that you signed. You were one of the first guys to
The
do
first.
Okay, the first guy to do the contract back in 2016, and it was a 1 year deal worth $5 million, and the contract didn't offer.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about another one. I apologize.
Are you talking about the one I signed with Denver?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So you signed a 1 year, 5 year.
It was a 1 year with a 4 year option.
Yeah, with the 4 year option, but there were no guarantees.
No guarantees for the year one. Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Talk a little bit about how you kind of came to that and how you negotiated your contract without like having the standard NFL sports agent.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of moving parts in the background.
Okay.
Right. And the reason that I decided to represent myself was actually maybe pretty unique to most people. You know, people talk about, things that they want in life and things that they potentially want to accomplish. And something that I've always wanted was to like learn business.
Yeah.
Right. To actually like be somewhat in the corporate world. Right. And to like have a level of agency over my life. So at the time I had a lot of challenges in regards to what the agent's role is, particularly with a player. And I told myself, I said, well, what would it look like if I decided to negotiate my own contract? Right. Me not knowing the dynamics of how to reach out to GMs and owners. What would it look like for me to actually like put myself on the line, put my own career on the line, and negotiate that for myself? Now, I had a couple of issues surrounding that. I was injured. I was coming off of a shoulder, and I am meeting teams, and a lot of them are trying to figure out like you've been hurt, you've been up and down, like you have red flags that are associated with you. So we're not necessarily sure if you can come in and actually like play for even close to a full year.
Right.
And I had to be very honest with myself in terms of like, well, that is a concern, right? Anytime you're talking about millions of dollars and that transference, right, of wealth, then it better be serious, right? So number one, I wanted the opportunity to negotiate for myself, to like have my own agency. Number two, I had to be very honest with what my perspective was of the market and how the market viewed me overall. So I went on this tour and I just wanted as many shots at bat to meet people and to like actually experience that.
Yeah.
Right. But what I did not expect was that negotiating is more of an art rather than a science. And that if you don't own pieces of the media, right, perception can be reality. And I think there were multiple parties that were not interested in a black player at that, having legitimate agency in terms of being able to advocate and represent themselves. And the message that I was trying to share with people is, look, I know that some people need agents. They need people to work on their behalf. But like, let's not get that twisted. Let's not forget, right, that we also have intelligence on the field as well.
Absolutely.
Right? The ability to understand multiple moving parts and variables in a second is a form of spatial intelligence that most people in the world don't have.
Right.
So what would it look like for me to then take this intelligence and have it applied? So across the board, I wasn't seeing the numbers that I expected for whatever reason. I had people in the media which wanted to demoralize my efforts, right? And I had to accept that, right? So I was probably looking at being paid in other places $2-3 million just on a 1 year prove it deal. And I said, you know what? The way this contract is structured, if I just make it to throughout the offseason, I'll get $1 million. If I make it to training camp, I'll get another $2-3 million. And if I play for the year, there's essentially a game bonus, which would get me actually the $8 million. And my thesis was right. And at the end of the year, I was $8 million richer.
Always bet on me.
Always.
I like it.
I still bet on me always.
Yeah, I like it. Well, speaking of betting on me, you did something again. You were a pioneer. So you go to Carolina, both of our former teams.
Beautiful city, by the way. An incredible organization.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I live in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
It's better than Alabama.
It's nice, man.
Charlotte is nice, though. It is nice.
It is real nice.
It's super clean.
It's the financial capital of the South.
Yeah.
That's it's like the New York of the South. That's what I call it. But you go to Carolina and you structure your contract again, but you do it in Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Why Bitcoin? Talk a little bit more about like why and how that thought even came to be to try to get your money in Bitcoin instead of actual funds.
Yeah,
like the standard or traditional way.
Yeah, I'm going to try my best. But look, I think people think about Bitcoin a certain way, right? And everybody's trying to figure out what Bitcoin is and why it's essentially important. And the way I look at it, like just imagine for a moment, right, that you are on the football field and you're playing in a game, and you're on the offense, and you are moving into enemy territory, and you're on the 30, and you're advancing towards the 20, and now you're on the 10. And you are finally in the red zone. And the referees decide to move the goalpost on you. Okay? Now, mind you, it's loud. The game is on the line. Every single effort that you have to muster up everything you possibly need. It's fourth quarter. You're doing everything right. And you're advancing again. And then the referees move the goalpost on you again. This is inflation.
Yeah.
This is actual inflation. This is people working their entire lives doing everything right. And they're getting contracts and they're getting salaries. And the more they get paid, the more their expenses and the things they want most in life run away from them. And this is why Bitcoin is so powerful. Most portfolio managers have a mandate. We need to preserve your purchasing power. But with Bitcoin and the math and the data that we've seen with it, it's a way to grow your purchasing power. And what I saw back then was the asset class was moving anywhere between 200 and 400% a year. So let's just say I was wrong and it moved to 10, 20% a year. Well, that definitely outpaces the rate of inflation. So all I need to do is be a little bit right.
Right.
Right. I didn't need to hit this huge home run, 200, 400% a year. And all I need to also believe is that the money that we see, the US dollar, right, is going to continue to be decoupled from morality. What does that mean? In other words, that will continue to be debased. Most people look at their assets, but they don't think about their currency risk. They don't think about that. They just say, okay, well, if I get this asset and I do this and it'll grow. That's not always the truth. Bitcoin has proved that it is the most powerful asset in the world, at least it's trending in that direction.
Yeah. And
I have a friend and he says this, he says, there is no second best when it comes to the asset class. So look, I'm not giving financial advice, but I will give life advice, right? And at this current point, I think I have on me, the price of Bitcoin is $107,000. So the price of building astronomical wealth for the rest of your life, and this is being proven by many different institutional managers across the board, is one Bitcoin for $107,000. That's the price. And it's a price and a risk that I'm constantly willing to take over and over, and I'm still buying.
And you said the Bitcoin gives you, excuse me, you said the Bitcoin gives you a sense of freedom? Because you're free from financial institutions.
Well, not just a sense of freedom. That is one. So using that last example that I mentioned,
right?
The goal, right, of the game here is to keep you inside the game. The goal is not for you to win. So we consider systematically how all of these things work together. You'll keep striving and you keep trying to earn and you're never able to catch up. But what are you losing? Your most important resource, which is your time. You don't get that time back.
Right.
You never get it back.
True.
How many people right now are doing everything they need to do? Investing in pensions, doing everything. And they look up, they're 50, 60 years old, and their pensions cannot even afford their cost of living.
It's a real thing.
That's most of America. So what is our option? We need to look forward into the future.
Bitcoin.
It's Bitcoin. That's how I see it,
Okay.
right? I don't want to take away from anybody's other perspective.
Right,
but
right.
when I decided to do that, my mindset was this. Remember how we used to go to those symposiums, rookie symposiums?
Yeah.
Right. And every year, the NFL and the NFLPA, they'll send somebody over and they'll try to talk to you about wealth management and not losing your money. And, there's a stigma that, players come to all this money, even though we're super young, right? And they don't know how to manage it.
Right.
And I had a thought to myself before I made that decision. I said, what if we can destroy generational poverty? What if that was possible? And what if it was so easy that all you need to do was to have a phone and you click buy? You don't need a financial advisor. You don't need a money manager to put you into a bunch of things, a bunch of instruments, fixed income, bonds, all these type of things, which don't outpace inflation, which are literally just slowing down how much your purchasing power, not helping you. But what if it was as simple as buying Bitcoin, holding it, and not doing anything with it? And guess what? It is. And this is a problem that I think can be easily solved, right? For many of us who come from very challenging backgrounds, who don't have access to wealth, who aren't going to Goldman and Morgan Stanley. How is it that by me just putting money into Bitcoin, I have outperformed people from Goldman, all these guys in New York, all these guys all over the world, global asset managers, that I've outperformed them just by holding an asset? Don't have a finance degree, don't have an economics degree. It's that simple.
Right.
We've never seen anything like this ever. We may never ever see it again.
So quick follow-up to that.
Sure.
If I wanted to, can you make your own Bitcoin?
You can make your own meme coin.
People make their own meme coins and their own cryptos.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that is correct.
But there's nothing like Bitcoin.
Agreed. So Bitcoin is the standard. It's like the gold bar.
I'm just trying to but who made the Bitcoin? Because there's a bunch of them out there, correct?
It's only so many, and there will never be any more. That's what makes Bitcoin different than so many others, like Ethereum and a few others that it's like bazillion of those. Bitcoin is down to a select few. Yeah. And so now that, because it's only so owned by so many, there's only so many, it makes them valuable. And they're actually the standard in which all of them others are kind of based upon. Is that correct?
That's a good point, right?
Yes.
So ultimately, why do people see gold as valuable? So right now, gold is at, I think it went up to about 65% right now.
Gold's
right? And they see it as valuable because number one, it's a global asset. Two, it has some function of scarcity. And three, it's accepted and approved from the citizen level to nation states, et cetera.
Yep.
Right. And Bitcoin has all of those elements, right? Is that it has a global value. It's scarce, just like you mentioned.
Yep.
Right. It's immutable, meaning you can't go in and change ultimately how it works.
Yep.
Right.
That was the first real thing that everybody loved about Bitcoin was the actual technology behind it. The, oh my gosh, what's the name of it?
I don't know. You can't remember.
Keep talking. It was like the cryptic, the language behind it.
The cryptography.
Yeah. Like that was the first thing that everybody loved about it, was that it, like, you knew exactly, because like sometimes when dollars are changed hand from hand, you can lose track from what hand it got changed from. With crypto, it has the blockchain. Thank you. That's the word in my mind.
Okay.
The blockchain piece of it. So it literally tells you exactly what it is, and you can't go in there and change it. Like
you can't change it. Right. And I think the issue is that even though we have dollar accounts, right, you can look on your bank right now and you can look in and so I have X amount of money. But the question is, do you really own that money? Right. Because in most cases, banks are taking it and they're lending it. Right. So the question about what money is, right, is I think is quite perplexing, because I think we need to constantly redefine money and ask ourselves, what is our relationship with money? Because that ultimately dictates like how you see the rest of the world. That's how our society works.
Yes.
Right. And I think in most cases, you actually own the Bitcoin. Like You cannot say like, oh, I have a real estate property right now. We're actually getting ready to sell it right now to buy more Bitcoin. But we own this house, but like, I don't actually own it, right? Because let's say I stop paying my taxes or whatever, right? Like it can be taken away from me, right? So when we think about the concept of sovereignty, right, that's something which is so foreign to people, where I actually own something. It's not being rehypothecated. It's not being taken away. I'm not looking at credit. I'm actually looking at something of value that's mine and cannot be taken away from me, that I can pass down forever to my children and those after and those after. And the most powerful part about it, it's code. It's code that everybody has seen is valuable. And that's amazing.
You know what else is amazing?
What's that?
Physical transformations.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't remember this version of you at all. I remember you being a lot more just attacking foods, pouncing on foods, destroying cats, coming off the line, firing off. Talk about this physical transformation that you've gone through with the weight you've lost from your playing weight to where you are currently right now.
Oh, man. I don't even know where to start. You know, they say that freedom isn't the absence of struggle, but it's the presence of truth. And the beauty of leaving the NFL has been that I've actually been able to explore what truth is, what my truth is, the truth of where I come from, the truth of who I am, what my interests are, like who am I outside of this game?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the hard part for me is like when you play offensive line, you're always thinking about 4 other people and what our roles are. And I remember leaving the game, and it was the first time I actually thought about myself. Like, I wasn't thinking about, okay, how do I protect the quarterback, or how do I open this hole for the running back, or like, how's my guard doing right here? It was like the first time I actually thought about myself, and I had to ask myself a very hard question, like, who am I? So I'm asking myself this question. I just got, I wasn't sure if I was done with football, and I'm like, I'm sitting with my son. He's in the pool. We had a pool instructor over, and he's learning how to swim. He's 2 years old at the time, and anytime I would get out the pool, he would just start crying. He saw me as a sense of security for him. And I'm on and off this phone. I'm talking to a couple of teams. They're asking me if I want to play and, you know, and how much. We're talking about all of this. And I thought back to, you know, my own life. You know, my father, you know, he died brutally at that when I was 3 years old. So I don't have a great memory of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the thing about him was that I don't remember his voice, but I remember the silence which emanated from it. I remember him not being there and like its impact. So as all these things are going on, it was actually the first time I had thought about my father in a really long time. And I'm looking at my son, and as the universe has it, the universe will ask you a very important question. So while my father wasn't there in my life, I see my son, he's begging and crying out for me. I'm asking myself, well, now I have the opportunity to be here for him. But I can't let this thing go. I can't let football go. I can't let the security, the money, and all the things which come with it. And it comes out of the pool, and I'm thinking about it all day, and I sit down and I look for inspiration, and I open up the Bible. And I'm reading through Deuteronomy, right? I was going back and forth between Exodus, and there's this leader. And this leader saw many of his people in hardship, his family in hardship. And he decides that there's more to it than this current situation. And I'm reading this, and I'm having some similar problems and issues in terms of like where I want to lead my own family. And something very important happened. This leader, Moses is his name, by the way, he goes up to this mountain, and he doesn't eat or drink for 40 days. And I looked at my wife, and I asked her, I said, do you think it's possible, really possible, for a man not to eat for 40 days? She was like, yeah. No.
She didn't say yeah, did she?
She did.
Okay.
And I'm not believing it. I said, no, seriously. Do you actually believe this happened in the Bible? That a man felt that he had to connect with God in such a way that he could not eat or drink for 40 days. You think this happened? She's like, I think it happened. And I looked at her and I said, I'm not going to eat for 40 days. And she says, now mind you, she's pregnant. You got a kid already. She's like, okay. And I stopped eating. Right. And it wasn't like, hey, I
Cold
stopped
turkey,
eating.
like right there on the spot?
I stopped eating right then and there. I wasn't like, oh, let me start to work my way down and like start to pull carbs away.
1 meal a day.
I stopped right then and there. And I got to tell you, a lot of people ask me how I did it. And I would say there is a prayer so powerful that you will decide to not eat or drink. In my first case, it was me not eating. And I did it again. And I've also done some where I don't have water at all.
For how many days did you go without water?
I've done 4 days without water. Right.
Okay.
My goal is to get to 21 days in my lifetime, to go no water, no food for 21 days. That's my goal.
All right. I was going to ask about the 40-day fast. That was real.
Summed it all up.
Yeah, you did. I appreciate you taking us on that journey. I've read that story in the Bible as well, and it didn't mean I wanted to try it. I have fasted before.
Yeah.
The most I've done is 4 days, and but I drank water. I just didn't eat. And
I read it.
Yeah, like
I didn't want to try it.
I didn't know that's where he got that from. I'm very taken back by that.
Well, yeah, I got to tell you, man, it's my understanding of reality, particularly in that phase.
Yeah,
when you go that deeply, it's different, man. You see things for what they are. Yeah. This world is constantly pulling at you, telling you who you are and categorizing you. You're consuming, and it's trying to tell you how to be angry. But I'll tell you, when you get to day 21 of the fast, let's say you have an issue with your wife, whoever, it doesn't matter. With your kids, you worry about your kids and all this type of stuff. It doesn't exist. You see what's real.
Yeah.
I was looking at my skin and I'm like, oh, wow. I'm realizing this is just a shell. Who I am on the inside, my essence, my spirit, that's real. That's the thing which doesn't die. Now, I feel like it was an important question for me to ask, particularly with, my father, is, I realized, we don't just die. There is something much more beyond this physical experience.
I want to know about Mount Rushmore. So this is something we ask all our guests.
Okay.
Mount Rushmore question, right?
All right.
You are an exceptional young man. You have lived this life that you found yourself in the fasting and football and Bitcoin.
How much weight have you lost?
And everything.
Over 100 pounds. I was actually down to 180 pounds.
Oh, snap.
I know. My wife was giving me a look like, I don't know about this one.
Okay. I'm like, okay.
Getting thinner and thinner.
Sorry, I had to ask.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, my bad.
But you get 4 picks.
Yeah.
Of people that have given influence on you, that have helped shape, mold you into the man you are today. Mm-hmm. You get 4 picks. Who would those 4 people be?
Ooh, 4 people.
Yes, sir.
All right, 4 people wouldn't do it justice, man. I'll try. My first pick is my wife.
Okay.
She is challenged, encouraged, and stood aside with my ego and all of my issues and my radicalness.
You do seem radical. You do come across as radical. Not eating or drinking. Trying to get to 40 days.
So imagine my wife, man. She deals with me every single day. Right? So she is amazing, man.
I love that.
She is my best friend, my best encourager. She is a lion and a lamb. I get both. I get her tenacity, but I also get this gentleness from her that I've always needed in life. My second pick would be my oldest son. he forced me into dealing with moving on from the phase of the game that I thought I could never leave. You know, he encouraged me and challenged me. My second one would be my second son. His name's Exodus.
Oh, nice.
All right. So
What's your first son's name?
Cairo.
Okay.
Yeah, but he also Cairo Bassi. So Okung. So he holds the family name.
Yeah.
My oldest holds the family name. So we actually have many names. I can get to it another time. You know, but my second one, Exodus, he stretches me the most. I mean, this kid has made me adult more than anything and ever before. I love him for that. My third is my baby girl, my first girl. She has the name of my mother and also my grandmother on my father's side.
Oh, beautiful.
You know, but also their temperament. She's given me way too many slaps in my life. She's 2 years old. Her sign of love is a slap. So
that means she messes with you.
Yeah. And then, you know I said 4, but I'm going to add one more. Another very important person for me has been one of my offensive line coaches, Tom Cable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tom is a person that I've been able to connect with and be very honest with in terms of like who I am. You know, honesty is a very difficult thing in the NFL because you want to be straightforward about who you are and you're feeling something, but that can mean your job. That can mean you're not focused.
Right.
You know, and Tom was the one that always created an environment for me to be very honest with who I am and to get out my head sometimes, you know, but also achieve the fullness of who I am. So he's always kind of created that space for me. So that's my Mount Rushmore for sure.
I like it.
I love it.
It was good. Hey, I like you.
Oh, okay.
I like
I was like,
you.
where was that?
That's a slap. I
Russell,
like
man, dude. I figured you were a deep guy. You're way deeper than a 12-foot pool. Like, way deeper than that. And it's appreciated. And I hope you get that appreciation and love from your wife, your family, your friends, and continue on this journey. I mean, you are a water snob. And I can't. We'll finish this conversation. You gotta give
them some context on that.
Yeah. Like this guy.
We offered him some water from Walmart, and he was like, "Nah, I need
your body's a temple, man.
My water got to come from the ocean and the springs in another country somewhere, and it got to be out of a glass."
And I was like, "Oh, you like alkaline water?" Well, actually, I went through that phase.
I'm a water enthusiast.
A water enthusiast is the correct term.
Yeah,
water enthusiast, Bitcoin pioneer.
And what's the water of choice right now?
Watermelon.
I
at this point, I'm only just eating a bunch of watermelons. I've barely been drinking water. But I'm on a journey, man. I'm on a journey.
He is on a. This is a real thing. All right, man. Well, Russell, man, thank you so much, man, for joining us, man.
Thank you guys.
Blessing us with your time, man.
Man, can I say one more thing to you?
Yes,
Absolutely.
please.
I want to thank you guys. You know, it's been a long time since I've actually spoken to the media and spoken to people about this journey and more personally. And I think what you guys are doing is amazing. I think people being able to share not just the man with the helmet on, but the man behind the helmet and really their families is an incredible gift. And I'm wishing you guys much rest, right? That you also get the chance to sit back, take this and enjoy it on the other end. I know you guys are probably pumping different things out and you guest after guest, but I really appreciate this. And thank you guys.
So we would talk to you all day, but our producer is like, kick them off. We got somebody else. So we just trying to go.
Is that Jay?
You know what I'm saying?
No,
like we trying to talk. No. But no, I received that. We appreciate that. And it's always about just, man, we want to hear about what our other brethren are doing, you know, even though we're no longer playing the game. We know there is life after football. So we just trying to see what everyone's doing, man, and just give them that shout out and just show them some love.
Thank you guys. We're a fraternity.
Absolutely.
Come back. All right. Come back.
Okay.
Don't come back skinnier though. Stay like that. You good like that. I don't want to see you at 180. I'm gonna think something wrong.
She's
with
like,
you.
I'm good with this. She's like, I'm good.
I like the Russell this way. Just
230.
It's like Big Luther, Little Luther.
Yeah. I like Big Luther
Big
better.
Luther. Give me Big Russell. It's like two Little Russell ain't gonna do nothing.
Thank you guys.
Oh man, no doubt, man. Hey, look, anywhere you pick up your podcast, whether it's iHeartRadio app or Apple Podcasts, make sure you always tune in and check us out, man. Whether like, share, subscribe, leave a couple comments. Peanut loves to answer those. And also Check us out on the NFL pages, the NFL's YouTube channel. Dang it, I said pages.
It's
again.
cool. Hey,
get us out of here.
I'm Peanut, this Roman. That is Russell. And this is the NFL Players Second Acts podcast. And we are out.